Hello, I'm Ken Carpenter, and this is Invest AI Savvy, where AI powers smart investing. Welcome to Thursday, March 26, 2026. Today's signal of the day is ARM, ARM. That's ARM Holdings, the large cap semiconductor design company behind the architecture powering nearly every smartphone on the planet. Convergence depth, 7 independent signals confirmed. Buzz surge fired at a z-score of 9.7, which is explosive territory. Momentum is confirmed. Sentiment reads positive at plus 0.58. And here's the layer that gives this extra weight today. The VIX fear contrarian signal triggered, meaning ARM's bullish social surge is cutting through a fearful market backdrop. When 7 independent layers all point at the same name on the same day, that is the highest conviction signal BuzzPulse produces. The signal price is $157.07. Now, let me tell you why that VIX layer matters so much. The VIX sits at 27.2 today, up 13% in just the last 5 trading days. That is elevated fear territory. When fear is running this hot, most social chatter is noise, panic posts, doom scrolling, reactionary takes. So when a genuine bullish surge cuts through that fear with 7 layers of confirmation, it carries amplified conviction. The broader market reflects that anxiety. S&P 500 futures are down 0.6% this morning. Dow futures off 60 basis points. Nasdaq 100 futures are leading the decline, down nearly 0.75%. The Wall Street Journal is framing today around the widening gap between the U.S. and Iran on a potential deal, with oil surging 3% to $93 a barrel and gold pulling back 2.5%. The Russell 2000 already fell into correction territory last week, and small caps are acting as the canary in the coal mine. That backdrop is what makes a signal like ARM so notable. It is swimming upstream against a nervous market. Let me walk you through the most interesting setups beyond ARM. First, Ethereum. The morning brief calls this the cleanest directional signal in the entire run today. Ethereum carries a z-score of 6.6, which classifies as explosive. That means discussion volume is more than 6 standard deviations above its 30-day average. Sentiment is positive at plus 0.28, and the catalyst is specific and readable, a 4% rally tied to geopolitical relief on the Iran situation. Momentum is confirmed. When you have explosive buzz, confirmed momentum, positive sentiment, and a concrete catalyst you can name in one sentence, that is the kind of setup BuzzPulse was designed to surface. This is not vague hype. This is a specific story driving specific attention. Second, let me explain what is happening with Microsoft. Microsoft is the loudest equity in the room by raw volume with a z-score of 11.1. That is massive. But here's the teaching moment. A high z-score alone does not make a high conviction signal. The catalyst behind Microsoft's surge is an empty ticker mention, pure volume noise with no narrative driving it. Price is down 2.7% in the last 24 hours, and there is $5 million in insider selling over the past 30 days. This is what we call a buzz price divergence. Social attention is exploding higher while price is falling. That divergence means something else has to give. Either price cashes up to the buzz or the buzz was meaningless. With no catalyst and insider selling, this is firmly a watch and wait, not a chase. That distinction between high volume and high conviction is one of the most important skills BuzzPulse helps you develop. Third, Bonk. The morning brief flags this as a convergence signal, BuzzPulse surge detection at a z-score of 5.4, and a LunarCrush social intelligence independently identified the same asset. 2 completely unconnected intelligence layers pointing at the same name simultaneously. Sentiment is positive at plus 0.43, which is the highest reading in the top 10. However, Bitcoin dominance is at 56.5%, meaning altcoin signals like Bonk are working against a headwind. That convergence is real, but the macro current is pushing the other way. Now for today's LunarCrush crypto intelligence. Polygon leads with a galaxy score of 65 and an alt rank of 88. That reads as strong community interest building, which means social engagement is accelerating ahead of any obvious price catalyst. Pepe comes in it with a galaxy score of 52 with an alt rank of 229. Moderate buzz. Watch for a catalyst to convert that attention into directional movement. And Cardano rounds out the top three at a galaxy score of 49 and alt rank of 228. This is also moderate buzz territory. None of these triggered a galaxy spike alert, so treat them as names on the radar rather than names demanding action today. Here's today's summary. ARM is the signal of the day with 7 layers of convergence firing through a fearful VIX elevated market. That is the headline. Ethereum offers the cleanest readable catalyst in crypto, and the divergence list above mega cap names like Microsoft, Meta, Google, and Nvidia is long and meaningful. When this many large cap stocks show social buzz moving one direction while price moves the other, resolution is coming. The only question is which direction. One thing to watch, no major macro events are on the calendar for the next 7 days, which means sentiment and technicals are driving the bus. If the VIX stays above 25, every genuine surge that breaks through the fear carries extra weight. Stay sharp. Until tomorrow, I'm Ken Carpenter. This is Invest AI Savvy, and that's the way it is.